Hello students. In the last session of functions, we have seen what is a function, what are the benefits of function, then what are the parts of function, and what are the types of functions. So we know that function is breaking down the program into individual units. So the repetition of codes can be avoided using functions. We also learned how to define a function. A function is defined with the keyword def followed by the function name and then body of the function, and every function needs call for execution. We also saw the types of function, that is built-in functions and user-defined function. So how a user-defined function is created, all those things we have learned in last session. So further in functions we are going to see how execution is taking place in function. So flow of execution in a function call, how it works, that we are going to see here. Flow of execution means the order in which the statements are executed in the program with function is run by interpreter. When function call occurs in Python program, the control transfers from the function calling to function body using execution frame. So what is execution frame? Consists of the following elements in it. It consists internal information, name of the function, parameters passed, local variables created, information regarding next statement to be executed. A new execution frame is created every time a function is called. So meaning of this is not like the single program, we are breaking down the program into different functions here. So each function does some task. So a function will contain its header part and body, then a function call. So function call is necessary for execution of the function. Okay, let us see with the examples later. Now just we go to the next topic. So we'll see here how the flow of execution takes place in a program. You can assume the program here. uh, so you can see the line numbers given here. In the first line number we have written def greater x comma y. In line number 2, if x greater than y, return x. Next, else, return y. So these are the different lines of codes. So if you run this, how actually the program executes. So without function or without any statements, conditional statements or anything, the program goes executes line by line, that we know it, right? So here with function, what is the difference? Let us see. So here first, when you execute the program, so control will come to the first line, right? So line 1 will be executed first. So here what is written? Def greater x comma y. Actually it is a function which contains body of it. So the body of the function will not be executed until it is called, right? So only this line will be executed and the followed lines will not be executed because the function is not called yet. So after this it goes to the main part. So we have spread it as main. So this is a part of the main function. Sorry, it is a part of a function. And here what is written? It is out of the function, right? So here actually the execution takes place. So that is after first line, then goes to line 6, right? So I'm noting down the order here. Line 6 is executed. So what is done? Int input, enter a number. So a number is entered and stored in A. Next line, line 7 will be executed. So here another number is accepted and stored in B, right? So a variable A 5 is stored, a variable B 10 is stored. Now ANS, next control comes to the next line, that is line number 8. right? In line number 8, what is written? You see, ans equal to greater a comma b. That means you are calling the function greater by passing a and b, right? So a and b are passed from here. So if a greater control transfer to the greater function here, which is already defined, so there a and b will be taken as x and y. So after the line 8, next line 1 is executed once again, right? So after that it enters the body of the function. So if x greater than y, that line will be executed, that is line 2. Then depending upon the condition, so here x is nothing but a, y is nothing but b. So x is not greater than b with the values 5 and 10, for example. So here it goes to the else part. So here after this it goes to line number 4, then return y. So line number 5 is executed. So return y means it returns the result back to line number 8, return y, so from where it is called. So ans value will be 8. So line number 8 is executed. After that, print the greater number is ans, that is line number 9 is executed. So result is displayed the last year. So this is to show that how control transfers from one line to another when we are using functions. So any function is executed only when it is called. So in the beginning line 1 is encountered, then the body of the loop, body of the function, it will not be executed because it is not called here. Then it goes to line number 6, then line number 7, then we are calling the function, so it goes to line number 1 again, and body of the function is executed. So this is how function works. So what are the key points related to flow of execution in function call is execution begins from first statement of the program. You have seen the first line is executed. After that, comments are ignored and not executed at all. Any comment is written under a function or in a program, it will not be executed at all. When function body is encountered, only the function header is read, that is def statement is read. To check it is correct or not, the rest of lines in function body are ignored. Okay. Code in function body is not executed till function is called. So you need to call the function, then only the function body of the function will be executed. In Python, we can have one function body inside another function, but this inner function can only be called or used from outer function. So you can call one function from another, but inner function can only be called or used from outer function. So when a function call statement encountered, the control first transferred to the function header and then to the first line of the function body. So function ends with return statement or when all statements in the function body are over, whichever occurs first. So a function may contain return or may not contain return value. If it contains returns, the last line of the execution, or where the last line of the function body is executed over, then it comes out of the function. If the function body has a return statement, then during its execution the control jumps back to the function call statement and assigns the returned value back to the variable. So you are going to see that how it works with return or without return. But if the function body do not have any return statement in it and it doesn't return any value, in that case after executing all the statements of function body, control transfer to the line following the function call statement. So we'll see that how it works with the return and without return with the examples. So next point is arguments and parameters. So these two are similar terms. We normally use both the terms in general talk, but there is a difference between parameter and arguments. So we'll see what is the difference. Parameters are the variables passed in parenthesis while creating the function body in function header are called parameters. That means in function body, in function header, we use parenthesis to accept the values that we call it as parameters. They can only be present in the form of variables or memory locations. Other name for parameters are formal parameters or formal arguments, because it is formal variable which receives the actual value and work on their behalf. So in function header, the variable what is used that are called parameters. So another term argument, the data that we pass in parentheses while calling the function is called as arguments. So when you call the function, that is called as arguments, and when we receive the values in function header, there it is called as parameters. So for example, if check is a function, so here you can see check 45 comma 23, so I am passing 45 and 23, so this is arguments. So in the function header, there you accept these values, there it is considered as parameters. So we can pass the values, you can pass variables, or you can also pass expressions like x minus y, so as arguments. Okay, so types of function on the basis of parameters and return type. So it is most important things. If you know clearly, then there will not be any doubts in functions. In Python, functions can be divided into four main categories on the criteria of passing parameters and returning values. So types of function are divided into four types here. It is based on the return type or value passed. So not returning value and not accepting parameters, not returning value and but accepting parameters, not returning but not accepting parameters, returning value and accepting parameters.